other computation that is presented to us by our mentor, His Majesty Supreme King Philemon Oriam Bonanza, that the reputation of history using the appointed time of God concerning the Armageddon War should also be based on a certain place that the history of the world had all begun. It was in Babylon, a former Mesopotamia, where Cain killed his own brother Abel. Since the revelation of the 5 kingdoms of the world according to the plan of God was seen by Nebuchadnezzar through his dream and was certainly interpreted by Daniel. So we should start at the time when Nebuchadnezzar became a king of Babylon in the year 623 BC. If this year will be subtracted from 2,520 years, the resulting year is 1897, in which Dr. Jose P. Rizal, the 87th human flesh of the Spirit of God from the first Adam, was a supposed king of the Philippines if he was not executed in Bagong Bayan on December 30, 1896. But in the 8th year of Nebuchadnezzar's reign, he besieged and captured Jerusalem at the time of King Joachim in the year 615 BC. And after Joachim's death, Nebuchadnezzar appointed Zedekiah as king of Jerusalem, but under his domination. So he took Joachim's son, who was Joachim, together with his family and servants to Babylon. If the year 615 is subtracted from 2,520 years, the outcome year is 1905, which is exactly 8 years from 1897, in which Brother Felix Y. Manalo had defied the Catholic priests. In Jerusalem, Zedekiah rebelled against the king of Babylon in the year 606 BC. So Nebuchadnezzar came to Jerusalem and destroyed the holy city and the house of God, for he did not believe the God of Jerusalem, who is Christ. So in 606 BC, Nebuchadnezzar became the absolute monarch of the world. If the year 606 BC should be subtracted from 2,520, the answer is the year 1914, which is also 9 years from 1905, that Brother Felix Y. Manalo became the executive minister of his established religious sect, having its doctrine that Christ is not a true God. It came to pass that after 6 to 8 years from 606 BC, so it was in 538 BC that the anointed king of God, who was King Cyrus the Great, had liberated the Jews and ended their captivity in Babylon through his written decree that the Jews be allowed to return in Jerusalem, and that the house of God be restored. If 538 BC will be subtracted from 2520, the answer is 1982, which is precisely 68 years from 1914, that Supreme King Philemon Oryambunanza, the anointed King of God, had founded the kingdom of God in the New Jerusalem. The past events of God had repeated in the Philippines because it is the nation that Christ had given the kingdom of God that he had taken from Jerusalem. The kingdom of Medo-Persia reigned 207 years from 538 BC. So it ended in the year 331 BC, in which in this year the kingdom of Greece, through Alexander the Great, rose to power in the whole world in 163 years and ended in the year 168 BC. Next to Greece was the kingdom of Rome that lasted 644 years and had ended in 476 AD. If 2,520 years should be added from the year 476 AD, the answer is the year 2996, in which Armageddon will take place. So from 1982, if 207 years should be added, the answer is the year 2189. And from this year, 163 years should be counted off, so it will end in the year 2352. From this year, we will count 644 years, so it will end in the year 2996. Since Armageddon War will last 4 years, thus it will end in the year 3000.